And what? How are you doing, Terrence? Are you my guest?
What's up, everyone? Yeah, this is Edgar from Combo Gaming, and I do Let's Plays, comic reviews, rants, and everything you like about entertainment, pretty much.
Yep. And
Hello guys, this is me Joshua, aka Future Filmmaker doing out for his reviews, where I talk movies, TV, and music. I do reviews, rants, top 10 lists, watch-alongs, reactions, pretty much what you expect out of the Future Filmmaker doing out for his reviews community.
yep. And
Shalom and good day all. I am Zahilin29, to which on my channel I cover Rainbow Press Comics and Super Sun's Fortress of Attitude reviews, to which both consist of, say, movie, anime, comic reviews, including a list of Fool's Gold. I also have a Twitter account, but I can leave that for later.
yeah.
And it's nice to join you on the channel.
Yep. And I was hoping to get you want to join us or some other people join us, but that's not gonna happen, which is sad. Because I was trying to get you with some other people join us, but they were all busy. But like I said, life gets in the way after you have fun.
Well, I mean, it's okay. It's understandable. They got their own stuff to do, and maybe we'll do a part 2 out of this. Who knows?
Yeah.
Anyway,
On your channel after you videos.
Anyway.
So, let's get to the part. The Snyder Cut, the biggest movie, well, ever.
The biggest. Yeah, the big. You damn right saying it is the biggest fucking movie ever. Because I mean, Jesus, 4 hours. But yet again, it didn't feel like that.
One more person. When?
What?
Guys, sorry.
Oh shit! You came in just in the nick of timing, brother. Anyway, you can introduce yourself, and then we can get started.
You want to introduce yourself?
I'm Ren, the Gothic Churro.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
As I mentioned before, the Snyder Cut, the biggest movie ever that will have been in for a decade. So, when this thing was announced, I thought, no way, that's impossible. It's a pipe dream. Didn't know why this thing exists.
Oh no, it did exist. There was proof of it exists. It's just Warner Brothers was too fucking, let's just say, never gonna release.
I agree, Harry Thomas.
What?
Harry Thomas.
I should have to tell you this, Edgar. It didn't exist because it wasn't made. The proof of it that was supposed to be made, yes, but the Snyder Cut existing, it doesn't because it wasn't fully made.
Well, then, okay, like yes, that is true, but it was literally you had the screenshot by Zack Snyder having those film shooting the what was filmed.
It wasn't edited though. That means it didn't exist yet.
Right.
Whatever, fuck him out.
I don't know, Jessica Trudy, but I don't know that's gonna happen.
I don't think either. I mean,
I don't think it's gonna happen at all because Ben Affleck's getting old and everybody else is doing other things. And if they were gonna do a sequel, they should start doing it now.
Well, we're gonna have a pandemic right now, kind of.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Well, here's my whole take on it. I do think that yes, I agree. There was, like, you could say it wasn't fully made. You could go far on saying it, but I still kind of call it like that's what you get, like in a Snyder Cut. Like that's the cut what they were filmed, and they just didn't finish it. But besides all that shit, I will say this: one of the best parts of this film is how they treated Cyborg.
Yeah, Cyborg got major redemption.
I really loved him as I really love Ray Fisher as Cyborg, and I really feel like I wouldn't mind having a movie of him, just only him, because he's a really the way they made him into a very interesting character. It's just wow. really just unbelievable. Anyway, what was your guys' thoughts?
Oh, Len, you go first.
Cyborg was really done well. It was better than the Joss Whedon bullshit that we got.
Mm-hmm.
You got more better. You got better character development, a better personality. It fit perfectly of the whole, part human, part machine story, and yeah, I wouldn't mind a movie.
Same.
I mean, like,
Josh?
go on. You first. All right.
Yeah. John, what do you think? What do you think, Cyborg?
This version of Justice League with Cyborg, it made me really love the character. I love Cyborg as a character from Teen Titans, the original Teen Titans, but how they disrespected him, even though I don't hate that 2017 cut, he was one of 4 characters in that cut, actually, that I felt they did the most dirty to. And Ray Fisher's performance, I know everything was going on with him and Warner Bros., but none of that really matters. Ray Fisher, his performance and the way they're able to tell his backstory with him being a football player, he cares about his mom, his dad not being there, and then the part with him being half human machine, and then you see the accident and the emotional weight that Ray Fisher brought to his version of Cyborg. I thought it was amazing, and I really do want to see more of Ray Fisher as Cyborg in the DCU going forward, especially in solo films, and even his solo movie.
I agree 100%. Ray Fisher was a major improvement because let's face back, ladies and gentlemen, on stream. Cyborg got robbed in the 2010 movie. They butchered his character hell. Like, what the fuck?
It's not just that. It's just you have the point where you have fucking this just absolutely missing the point about what made Cyborg really special. And when you see the Zack Snyder's version, you get to have a little bit more of a realistic standpoint of digital aspect of technology and everything between. It's very much grounded, and the way Joss Whedon tried to go for it was more like a Marvel knockoff.
It didn't work.
It didn't work because you didn't spend time with him. Now, I really feel. Now I'll just say this: I really feel like they dropped the ball on not giving Zack Snyder the time. And I personally say this: if Zack Snyder had a point to where let's just push this movie till like next year, 2018, and have him finish it. Let him have his grief and going forward. I think that's where they would allow the goodwill to going forward on that. But I mean, it really. The more and more you think about it, it's just like, wow, it's a masterpiece on how he did it, how Zack Snyder did it.
Time? What's your opinion?
Well, I do really think that this did actually redeem a lot of Cyborg's character compared to the Whedon cut. Whedon, it just felt very dumped in, fast paced. It never really gave the fleshing out as that has been brought up before, but you never really got to understand why he was actually meant to be a part of the Justice League.
Yeah,
and that's the thing.
One. I read Advocate Terror. One of the awesome movie. Okay, continue.
And through this one, you actually got to see more of the backstory, understanding like where the character was coming from. He could have run the Justice League movie by itself. The way the story was delivered, just for him alone, it could have shown that it wasn't Batman who was bringing this together. It was Cyborg. He could have used his character. because if you look at his character, he is a character that has had to work with a team, and you see that in the in the backstory, which is shown in regards to him, and. Not only that, he still sees his family as also as part of his team. Even though, yes, he does experience loss in that, he is like the real, genuine, onboard team player when things get serious.
I agree.
I agree. Starting to we got coming from Marvin McGann. He said, "Sure, one of my favorite. We need JO2 and 3. Had to restore Snyderverse. Had to was pregnant. And she went to Cardinal Rush. Well, indeed. Well, here's the thing about that. I'm not guy who loves the Jessica 3. Yeah, I checked about it after those sugar plans. Some of the plans look weird to me because apparently it was not
I agree with you. So, like, there's one big part I don't really like, but yet again, everything is I would have wanted. I mean, like, sense of direction. But yet again, I want to know everyone's thoughts on the nightmare sequence when you saw the new one, the new footage that was added into this film.
Dark Side where he destroyed the entire world.
No. We're talking about the Joker part. I want to instantly jump in.
So in regards to the end, the epilogue.
The epilogue. The epilogue.
Yeah.
I'd hope they say that for later, but you know what? Fuck it. Let's get to the epilogue now.
I mean, we're going
the spoilers.
We're going everywhere. We're going everywhere. But I want to know everyone's thoughts on that whole new footage, because I'll just say this: that whole interaction between Jared Leto's Joker and Batman and Ben Affleck's Batman. Oh wow! It's like they knew each other for so many years.
Yeah,
and I have to give credit towards Ben Affleck and Jared Leto. I mean, they did a really banged up job.
Yeah. I agree with Ben Affleck, Batman, and Jared Joker was a huge part of me because I never find no to see Jared Joker ever again. Because face us, Suicide Squad movie did him bad. Okay, so Suicide Squad movie was bad to begin with, but Jared Joker, I mean, like not that great. But I never found him to ever come back. But damn it, he pulled through and he did it great. Surprisingly.
I mean, I will just say this. I mean, it just shows you how much what Zack wanted to go for, and he.
Yeah.
And I just personally thought it was really great. And you, of course, got to see that moment where Cyborg tells Bruce that he's coming, and you had that moment where Mira wants to get revenge and all that stuff. It was really building on a big, epic moment. And it was just like, anyway, that's just how I see it. But
anyway. Len, what do you think? Len?
I think the scene was really, really good. The chemistry between Ben and Jared were really spot on in the comics of the relationship between Batman and Joker.
Yeah.
Especially mentioning that he killed Harley Quinn, and Harley Quinn begged him while she was dying to kill Joker slowly if he gets the chance
painfully. Yeah.
And I have to tell people that scene is from because of Suicide Squad, what he said to her. He took something from me, now I'm going to take something from him.
Yep.
But the number with all the stuff that they added on the new footage, that's pretty cool. Deathstroke looks badass. I want to see some more action of Deathstroke.
Same.
And then the Flash's suit looks really cool, the new one.
Yeah, we actually got the one of that flashback from BBS.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool.
That was really cool.
Yeah. Also, we have Evil Superman still there, which is confusing.
We'll talk about that later.
We'll get to that later. We'll get to the dark side stuff. All right, Tanya, what do you think?
What did I think of the epilogue?
Yeah, real nightmare scene.
I'm still not too fond of Jared Leto Joker, but I think I can sort of see and understand where Zack Snyder is coming from with this Joker. In other words, this Joker is actually one of the Robins. In other words, it's his first Robin.
Darkseid in the near future, more evil motherfucking killed Wonder Woman, Martian Man, Aquaman, killed Lord, and the baby makes humans suffer. Yeah, we'll get to that later. We're gonna do a talk with that because that's fucked up.
Talk about that. We'll talk about that later.
But Josh, what do you think?
We're not into that yet.
I thought the nightmare scene done for the epilogue of this, I thought it was really cool seeing Deathstroke, Joe Magnolia here, and his new design in Cyborg and Flash and Batman. I did not like seeing Mirror in this for obvious reasons, but
yeah, but we're not gonna talk about that.
Jared Leto.
We don't. It doesn't.
But to stand out with Jared Leto in this scene, his design so much better than it was 2016, and just this one scene with him alone showed the potential of how great of a Joker he could have been if the 2016 Suicide Squad movie was David Ayer's original vision. But just the lines of dialogue that he's saying, and then Batman dropping the F-bomb, I was like, what? I'm like, you got me there. But
yeah,
and even the way it was shot, and even seeing the behind the scenes on how they shot that nightmare scene, I was very impressed. I was a little nervous about Jared Leto's Joker being here, but honestly, I do want to see where they take that, and I would like to see if Ben Affleck gets his own Batman miniseries for HBO Max. I would like to see Jared Leto and Ben Affleck face off, because that would be awesome.
I mean, just to go on a little bit on your point, yeah, I agree with what you're saying, but I mean, as for what's her face, the actress who plays Amira, that doesn't really matter when you're making movies. That's how it is.
Yeah. That is a whole pretty legal crap. I don't want to talk about.
But I mean, like, besides all that stuff, I mean, I honestly felt like, with the direction where we're going, it really kind of breaks my heart that I'm like, Zack had everything planned. He had everything on board.
Yep.
He had every point, every step, like the Marvel films. Every step was building up to that point.
Yep.
How the Flash in this movie, really great.
The Flash was far superior to this version.
Granted, he was too goofy to a lot of times. And a lot of times they kind of reminded me of how they're treating Spider-Man.
They kind of were Wally West fighting Barry Allen, which annoyed me, but okay. Yeah.
That sometimes happens, buddy. It's just, and plus, I mean, it really.
Fine as fuck.
But I mean, honestly, I felt like he was really great on a lot of aspects of the team. Yep. And the moment where Aquaman pointed
Flash, that was funny. That made me laugh when they put Superman.
Granted, I mean, like, that whole meme now that whole scene is turned to a meme because that's basically us saying, "You bastards!" And one of us is like Flash, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Well, you just pretty much sabotaged this whole universe. Cocksuckers." Yeah. Oh, I don't want enough ranting. I don't know how did everyone felt.
Like, I think Flash was the key point is when we experiment with the major crimes, which we'll get the crimes I want to see that people later. But he got made up in this version because in the original version she didn't do anything that great, annoying, and they missed the shadow battery.
He didn't do anything. He was just there. He never contributed of the team. Here you had it where
he saved people.
He saved, not just that, but just he helps the team out. And the way how they, like, especially my favorite part of the film is the part where they revive Superman. And we'll get to that. And we'll get to that moment.
We'll get to that later.
we'll get to that later. But it's like the way that happened. It was so good. The music and how everything between and everyone was like wondering like, should we do it? Should we not? And it's the only way to revive Superman. I mean, and how they explain the mother boxes and everything between. Oh man, it's God, so good, so good.
That was great. Speaking of that, let's get watching the three main characters with how let's get actually to Aquaman, Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman. Well, mostly Batman, Wonder Woman. I want to say Superman later because I do watch television later. But wait, Glenn, what do you think of Batman, Wonder Woman, and Aquaman in this version? Unlike the other.
I'll just cut in just 1 minute. I love the fact that Wonder Woman and Aquaman talked about their race, their Atlanteans and the Amazons. Perfect. I really love that. I love that conversation on that whole thing. Anyway, you can go.
Glenn, what do you think?
I think they did better the chemistry on this one than the Joss Whedon one. We actually see them interact better. We see like the casting chemistry of it between. We could tell that they were good friends off set, and the bond they have.
Definitely, I agree with that.
I agree with that, Josh.
So when we come to Wonder Woman in this movie and Aquaman, I do love the scene with them talking about the races. I thought the way the dialogue was written, I was like, why would you cut this out? I know it's some people 4 hours is too much, but it didn't really bother me with the 4 hour runtime. But back to Batman, Wonder Woman, and Aquaman. But Wonder Woman, she was great once again in this movie. I liked her in BVS and Wonder Woman 84 in my honest opinion. But this, you really get to know more about her, and as well as Jason Momoa's Aquaman and his whole situation with his stuff in Atlantis. I felt like I was connected to both of them, and you got to know them. And same with the Flash, which I loved him way more than I did in the Whedon cut. He wasn't bad in the Whedon cut, but I felt like the Flash, he was a little obnoxious there.
Yeah.
Everything with his development was perfect. So with him first seeing Iris, his whole thing with his father, and then him actually being a part of the team, it just made me even more excited to see his movie next year. But as far as the stuff with Wonder Woman and Aquaman, everything there was great. I have really nothing bad to say about it. And even the performances of Gal Gadot and Jason Momoa were great.
I agree. Like all three of them have made an improvement over the Batman. Batman, they made them like idiots, which annoyed me. Like, what the fuck? Like, Batman made a complete idiot, and the Batman would just piss me off because stop making Batman a complete idiot. Like, I get it. Like, you killed at the BBS. Fine, but it's not funny. It's stupid. Ugh.
Well, I mean, personally, I just think the studio just wanted a Marvel knockoff. They clearly wanted to compete with Marvel. Zack didn't really care. You could
Zack didn't care doing Marvel.
He just wanted to do his movie, his story, and that's just how it is. And as a guy who appreciates writers who want to tell their own stories, good or bad, I mean, it really makes me proud that he didn't want to do like, oh, I got plans to do X, Y, and Z of this Marvel universe. Like, no, he wanted to do this 5-story arc that really had in between movies, and just you could clearly see that. You could clearly see what Zack wanted to do, and it just only shows Warner Brothers' true colors. And I mean, honestly, personally, I think all the people who hated on Zack Snyder because of all X, Y, and Z, I'm like, dude, if you knew what he was trying to go for, you would be backing up your shoes and pretty much saying, I I understand now what he wanted to do, and I think
I
everyone,
understand the criticism with the Vision felt more darker, grittier, more edgy. Which I
yeah,
get it. That's his vision. And
that's but that's the thing about dark and gritty in terms of live action movies. Like a lot of the movies that are best known for is the dark and gritty aspect, and
so
they're more successful in that. Sorry, but it's just the truth, nothing but the truth. But besides the point, I'm just kind of wrapping this all up, and I'll let you guys go forward. I really feel like a lot of people owe Zack Snyder an apology because he deserves a lot of credit on what he was trying to go for, and I'm just saying the way he did Darkseid, I'm like, oh,
which we'll get to that later.
yeah, I'll just say this. Oh dear God! Wow, that's all I'm gonna say. Anyway,
Yeah.
go on.
Anyway, don't tell him. And now we're gonna hear your thoughts.
All right. Now we're just addressing some of the main characters before, like, moving on to the rest of it.
Yeah.
All right. Moving into the Amazons, or better yet, Wonder Woman and her connection to the Amazons. I think that was really good done at the beginning of the film,
Yeah.
and it really stood out. I just want to point out that it really stood out. I liked the way how, in the beginning of the film, that sort of like after the fight against the creation of Doomsday, because this
Doomsday.
is sort of where he takes or has the movie take shape in the beginning of the film. And one thing that I really want to, another thing I want to point out too, is that I think the chapters really helped develop this story. Like when you got to see it on screen, it really helped develop the story. It also helped develop the characters. And in that, it actually sort of felt like an Elseworlds comic book story.
Yeah. You know, part 1, part 2, part 3. It got kind of more like his graphic novel.
Yeah. And
kind of like the Doomsday Clock. You know, got chapters as well.
Like when it moves to the next couple of things, you do get to see how Wonder Woman's history now plays a part with the story, to which we can now see the introduction of Steppenwolf, and why he is less of a bloody wussy in this.
In this, he had his purpose.
In this, he felt like a friggin' powerhouse.
Yeah.
He felt like a badass powerhouse. Compared to Whedon's, he felt like a
wuss. Who did a joke.
Yeah, he felt like a wuss, and the only characters that sort of help him out would be the Parademons. Well, this time you get basically big man himself, Steppenwolf, coming in. Oh, hello, I see that you've got a mother box that I'm on here. Don't mind me whilst I make a friggin' mess of your civilization.
Yeah.
And yeah, you literally see that, and it brings out not only the power, but his strength in the visuals. And you get that, and it's sort of like, okay, I feel like I could root for this villain. And he's like really well done. And I also like how throughout the story that you get how, yes, you do learn through Wonder Woman's civilization about it, and you also learn a little bit through the Atlanteans about it, and then even through Cyborg's study or what he has learned of the mother boxes.
Yep.
And it really brings out why it's important that these things should never be brought together.
Yeah, with the fact that it just used but to give over with Darkseid, which which we'll get actually you know what fucking we'll continue trying to do it, but
another thing that I also found it did, especially for each character, like each of the key characters, is that it helped raise the stakes.
Indeed.
And it showed that especially towards the end of the movie.
Mm-hmm. Which we'll get that later.
Yeah, like even for Batman, yes, even though people don't like him killing, especially in this, but this is the Snyderverse.
This time killing aliens, not
What the
people.
fuck do you expect? Now, the Snyderverse also includes Watchmen. We can't forget the Watchmen.
So
That
he
he
did make
worked on.
Watchmen, but
Yeah,
Watchmen
so-
was always pretty like dark, gritty.
Yeah, so we could consider that the official start of the Snyderverse.
Yeah.
And from there, it branched off to DC titles.
Yeah, which we'll
And-
we'll talk about that at the comparison later. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. If he does do Doomsday Clock or Doomsday Clock does get adapted someday, call me crazy, call me insane.
I'll just say, dude. Okay, if he does it, I would only want to have that to be Justice League 4 to 6.
That would be insane.
I swear to God, you bring the Watchmen cast, you bring everyone back, and oh man, you're done after that. I mean, like that would just be lit. I mean, people would have a lot. If you look at fan made trailers, they have that really good ones.
So
With Dr. Manhattan and Henry Cavill's Superman, and like it really is great to see something like that. But I don't know if they'll do that. But it's just
that's not gonna happen.
well, that's just yeah.
People
We can
would
say
go
that now.
nuts.
We'll say that now. But I mean, but as for like, I'll just say this and just going on. I want to say this. Like, I personally felt like I want to know all of you. Do you feel like this movie was not only should have been released in 2017 or 2018, and do you feel like you got cheated off this universe that could have been really great? I mean, that's just how I feel. I feel cheated off to something that I really think that you could have had something. You could have had something really great in the end. It would have been payoff. But yet again, I guess Warner Brothers didn't want to give him a chance. I mean, it's just, I don't know what to say.
yeah. Well, Len, you go first.
Well, seeing it and comparing it to the other one, I didn't cheated at all because it's just a movie to me. I mean, Justice League came out during like my burnout of comic book movies started to happen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know that. That's something. And you still tell me I'm burnt off so hard.
Yeah.
I'm like, and I'm still kind of leading. I'm like, come on, buddy. You gotta come. You gotta watch this too.
Yeah, I'm hanging in there for the other movies.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I get it. You're saying.
Yeah. Josh.
Honestly, like exactly what Gotham shows say, I don't really feel cheated. But if this was the version that was released, it would have been successful. But you would have to kind of split this into a 2-day situation because not only you can only show a movie a certain amount of times for ticket show times. In 4 hours 2 minutes, a lot of people wouldn't be able to hold it in unless it was a 2-day scenario.
Oh no wonder because it's intermission.
Yeah, unless you have an intermission, but it's a miracle that things happened the way it did because we wouldn't have gotten an Aquaman solo movie. We wouldn't have gotten a Flash movie. We wouldn't even got a Shazam. We wouldn't even got a Shazam movie. But so it's a miracle that things happened the way they did. But at the end of the day, I think that if this cut was released in 2018, you would be going up against Avengers Infinity War, but you would have been fine as long as you don't release them the same day. But I don't really feel cheated at all. It's just that the whole thing with Warner Brothers and then with a lot of people who really do not like Zack Snyder, they didn't want to give him a chance. And honestly, I agree with Edgar.
No, I'm just saying this.
People need to give Zack Snyder an apology.
Oh, it's more like the principal factor. Like what I'm saying is, do you feel, as a fan of this universe, Do you feel like you really wish you could have seen Ben Affleck's Batman movie? You really wish you could have seen Justice League 2 and 3 and have a modern day version of Wonder Woman into this universe and having Cyborg have his solo film? Do you really feel like, knowing what the movie was showing us, what was the future on where it was going to go, do you feel like I would rather have that than what we have now? Granted, I would have loved to have Shazam too. I mean, granted, Shazam is great, but I feel like its own little separate little bubble because it didn't really connect too much on where they would want to go with Snyder's universe. And it's just, I'm just saying how I see it. I mean, granted, I can kind of see what the certain things that Warner Brothers took from this movie compared to his Aquaman, because they kind of already had him become king already at this point in the Justice League Snyder cut. I mean, like, what do you think of that, Ren? Did you feel that way?
I didn't feel he was king at all. I felt like he was it was before the Aquaman movie.
Yeah, it was before the Aquaman movie because they just did
the way it felt, it was like, is he already king? I mean, or you get what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you mean, but he didn't feel like he was king. He felt like he was like fighting it to become king.
Yeah.
I see.
Well, tell him, what do you think?
What I thought in regards to Aquaman here.
Well, yes, that, but also what Edgar was referring to being cheated of the universe.
Yeah. Well, at least one good thing, as say even comic book readers to even comic book movie watchers, we do get one good thing out of this. We've got two separate timelines now.
Yep.
We've got the Joss Whedon one, and now we've got the Snyder one. Yep. Just which one gave us more content into the depth? I'd have to say Snyder did give us more depth of what was needed, of what he was actually trying to show in his vision.
Yeah.
In the story, where with the Whedon cut, I want to add something else. It felt too rushed.
It did feel rushed. The Whedon cut did feel rushed. They rushed to carry the story out the window.
And this is where WB or Warner Brothers has actually caused harm to themselves. And if they had have paid attention to Snyder's vision, we could have gotten more quality within the story, like what was shown here. Yeah, it would have come a little bit later. Yes, we still got Shazam, which was fun. Aquaman, which was all right. But I'd imagine that they may have already been prepared already.
That's my best guess. They probably will be prepared before I actually did move to it.
So by the time this Justice League had already been finished, I'd have to guess that these movies were already finished too.
Yeah.
All they needed was the release date.
Agreed. Yeah, but as for me and my thought on that situation, I do agree that it doesn't really matter that more universe, but since I know, you know what, we got what we got, and for better or for worse, we did get actually what we were promised with the 4-hour version that we got, and it's a good vision, and it does suck that we're not going to get more of this, but at this point, there's nothing we can do. Probably going to be beyond at this point, so I'm just going to vote for Steve Man. But, anyways, as far as that topic is concerned, while I do feel annoyed that we're not getting more division, at the same time, no, fuck it. At this point, then we do, so let's just enjoy what we got. But, anyway.
Yeah, I definitely. Before I was interrupted by Edgar, he did ask the question, did I feel like we could have gotten what we should have gotten? Yes, but also at the same time, if there's one thing I've learned from any movies or any TV series, is that not everything is going to go the way you think it should. But for better or worse.
That's true. You're right about that. but it's just it when you do get it, you do feel like a little bit of salty because there is like let's just say use this for an example. There are TV shows that got canceled, like Buffy. That show was not originally getting canceled. They were still they had still more stories. They had still more directions. Hell, for example, my favorite show that got canceled. Sabrina, Chilling Adventures of that show. Great show, great stuff.
Oh yeah, a fantastic show.
They had they're gonna do a comic book, and you're just looking at them like, what the F?
They're gonna do a crossover.
And it's just like the saltiness of what you get and what you're supposed to get, and you realize that this, and like, granted, yeah, I agree, not everything's going to go well for everyone. You're going to have creative differences, but it's like there's a point to where when you were promised to get something, and then you get ripped out. Like, I feel, now granted, I'm looking forward to Robert Pattinson's Batman movie. I'm excited for that movie. But I'm just like, I really wanted to see what Ben Affleck wanted to do for the character of Batman.
But yeah, I definitely agree with what Edgar just said there. But for better or worse, I'm still gonna stick with this DC universe and see where it goes. But I really do hope Warner Brothers, with the Snyder Cut, this should be a lesson to them. Restore the Snyderverse. Let Zack Snyder finish this. Learn from your mistakes. Keep doing what you're doing with solo movies, and you should be fine.
Agreed.
But next time you want to interfere with something, think before you do it. If you have creative differences, be collaborative. It's not difficult.
Agreed. Like, yeah, I agree 100%. Josh is right about that one. They should think before the act because they do learn from history. Those who don't learn from history do not repeat it, and we learned it the hard way, unfortunately, with this putting it not being repeated. But that's a different topic right there. We'll be all different if we talk about what be in there part of that bullshit. But speaking of what's that main improvement, let's get to the big avenue. Let's get to Darkseid. Okay, Darkseid. Holy shit, Darkseid was intense and dark. I mean, Jesus Christ, he showed up in a lot of characters in this version, at least in the future. And that dark future was super scary.
I'll just say this. Damn, that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Zack Snyder really brought the presence of what that character needs to be, and I really, really, really like that a lot about what he did on Darkseid. He made everything that Darkseid's supposed to be. Granted, I was a little worried about. I'm like, oh dear God, I wonder how Warner Brothers is going to do with Darkseid, because we've seen Apocalypse, we've seen Thanos. The only big guy left is Darkseid, and when we do, oh dear God, the theme of his music is so present, and the moment where he meets up with Superman in that post-future. That's
dark future. Yeah.
No, not the dark future, but the part where he meets with him and Superman's carrying the dead body of the remaining. And you're just like, holy shit! And another thing too, Warner Brothers revealed that as a TV spot.
Yeah, they did.
They're a little pissed off at them. I mean, like, you goddamn cocksuckers! you pretty much just show him. Just like that. Oh, we want to spoil the big epic moment. But I mean, when you finally see it, you're like, oh shit, dude, damn.
Yeah.
I mean, you get what I mean? No,
I get it. Like, you can tell at the Darkseid, Steppenwolf, he got made improvement out of him before. We find more backstory finally. We figure out what we want. Instead of him doing the interview after mother, what the fuck? I feel like it was crap. Then Mr. Steppenwolf communicator. He at the betrayed Darkseid said, I went for a mistake. I fucked up. Wait, please, let me go back and actually back to the Apocalypse. Even decided after the meeting. It decided awesome. I decide.
Dude, we haven't talked about Steppenwolf.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that we left out Ciaran Hines and Steppenwolf. I was gonna say
Steppenwolf.
that.
Yeah.
But
speaking of that, I thought he was a badass. This one, like his design, like I thought it was all silver.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, his design,
he's a lot better.
I thought his design, his armor was all silver, but no, it's gold and it's shiny and it's like it has different layers of different armors. It's more than just silver aspect to it.
Agreed.
I really loved him. I really liked how he was sinister, very dark, very threatening. Not this meme that you're just like, wow, just I'm done. I'm done. I mean, just on Joss Whedon's version. The whole battle between him with the Justice League. Oh man, that was great.
Badass.
It was badass, and it's just. And the moment where you see Barry running and it's like, oh shit, come on, Barry, come on.
Yeah.
Run, Barry, run, get your ass down there. We're losing here.
Yeah.
I mean, it was great. It was awesome.
Yeah.
But
when? What do you think? When?
I think the Dark Side battle against the old and new gods, and with the humans, Atlanteans, and the Amazonians, was far better than Josh's take on Steppenwolf.
I agree. That was epic. You see Ares sees Zeus, like you see at the
I mean, you could have made an entire movie of that. I mean, like that shit. Yeah. That was so good. I mean, like that was really great. I mean, and plus there was a motivation why Steppenwolf wanted to work with Darkseid again and redeem himself, and you're kind of like, oh, I wonder what's that supposed to be about. And they hinted a little bit of it that he betrayed him and all that stuff. I'm like, I'm guessing he warned mankind and everyone else to pretty much help
fighting Darkseid probably to get the mother boxes. They said like the Darkseid, it's Ukiati, and then I do rule Apocalypse. But then Darkseid, wait a minute. What? You stole out the highway from me? You stole from me? Like fuck you! I'm gonna banish you out there. You got to call back 50 pound word for me.
Yeah, that's true. And that's
I did. Darkseid didn't give it him.
And that's another thing too. Like when you get to see that character in him, and you really get to see a lot of stuff. I mean, and when the moment he fights Superman, it's not like granted, it's a little bit. Yeah, like it's a little 2 minutes on him fighting Superman, it's kind of a little predictable to an extent, but it's really great when he comes in and you get that moment of like, is Darkseid going to show up? Is Darkseid going to go in and dive into that?
Superman.
And fight Superman? And oh man, I would. Granted, I mean. I really liked it. I really did. I really loved what they did. I mean, there's nothing that could really change that moment. I mean, you get what I'm saying, guys?
I agree. Well, Josh, what you been Steppenwolf? Like,
as far as Steppenwolf goes, better design, better motivation, better character development. He was actually a threat. He had a lot of great dialogue to him. It's not like the dialogue in 2017 where it's like, power is the only law, or like, you're all too weak to see.
Yeah, he just have like mother.
None of that is here. But his motivation, I get why he wanted these motor boxes so he could please Darkseid, which I gotta say with Darkseid too. Everything Edgar said about the way he looked in that whole little moment with him fighting the old gods and new gods like Zeus and Ares and that one little cameo from Green Lantern. That could have been like an entire 2-hour movie, and I would have sat through it. It felt like watching the opening battle of Fellowship of the Ring when Sauron just comes and just.
Yeah, it did. Like Fellowship of the Ring. That's cameo. That's the offense.
But both. I think Darkseid was very, very. He gives Apocalypse and Thanos a run for their money.
Yeah,
and the way he looks and just the voice after that guy is just. He looks great, and
What got my eye on
I'm
Michael
curious.
Ironside Darkseid?
Come here, Jeremiah.
I'm kind of curious
Bring
that
your ass, Jeremiah.
if HBO Max does go Zack Snyder and
your
tell
little
him, do he
yellow
want to
Rico
finish
Drake-looking ass
his
over
trilogy? I would like to see him go head to head with
Why you
Superman.
in the bathroom?
But
He told me you ain't take a
Steppenwolf,
bath.
You're not
so
going there to
much
take no bath
better.
yet.
This
I said
is
you
the
go eat
Steppenwolf
first.
we
So
should have
get out
gotten
my face.
in
Get your little ass and
2017.
sit down tight. Get up,
For
fix
sure.
your food, and break it.
I agree. Steppenwolf I think would have made improvement with this version of the Joss Whedon version, and you can tell at the this version is more sinister. And we talk about the side Darkseid pretty cool. The side was pretty good. Darkseid was the meeting, and Jesus Christ, the carnage at the meeting. And speaking out of that dark future, okay, this I do want to talk about. You when Cyborg actually put it in the mother box, that was freaking insane with that dark future. Because what? Darkseid really killed everybody. He killed Billy Aquaman. Wonder Woman died. That's depressing. You see, pretty well, my boy Superman after with the black suit got corrupted by Darkseid because, well, we found out about the anti-life equation. What the anti-life equation? People are about to ask. It's complicated. When? Damn it. When? Fuck. Yeah, I think we lost him. Damn.
With the anti-life equation in this, it
Yeah.
definitely showed where the stakes are going to
Yeah.
with this story. That is fantastic, and I liked how when we come to the villains,
Mm-hmm.
this is something I really liked, including Steppenwolf. And as I brought up before about Steppenwolf, he really made the movie work. Compared to the Whedon cut, where he felt more like a friggin' wuss, this one, he feels more like powerhouse. Then, of course, you've got Desaad, who,
Yep.
of course, in his appearance when he's speaking to Steppenwolf, that reminded me so much of, say, for example, Palpatine talking
Yeah,
to
Vader.
Vader, and I
Yeah.
thought, ooh, that is badass. I
Yeah,
like
that was awesome.
it. Made his character feel badass too.
Yeah.
Even though you didn't get to see the whole silhouette of his face, like it could easily lead someone off as to, okay, who is actually heading this? Is
Yeah.
it Assad or is it Darkseid?
Or the grand goodness.
Always
Well,
the-
actually, they didn't get to speak.
who would friggin' betray who?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm back now. What we're talking about now?
Oh, it's already the when someone find the anti-life equation on Earth.
Oh yeah. Are we
and-
talking about? Did we talk about Superman yet?
No, not yet.
Okay.
And I really like that when Steppenwolf actually gets information from one of the mother boxes, that he learns that this is the very planet that gave shit the Darkseid.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's sort of like, oh, I didn't think I'd find this planet again.
Yep. Yeah.
And not only that, I want to also include that why it was actually important that the anti-life equation was in, because this thing really set up the story that, yeah, this is one of these stories, yes, which is in turn live action, which is a part of the DC multiverse.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they just said the multiverse.
You're right.
The anti-life, but the multiverse.
And
Yeah.
also another thing is, I think that if they were going to continue, they were going to tackle the multiverse just like Marvel's doing with the multiverse on bringing the X-Men First
The
Class.
X-Men. Which that turned out to be bullshit. You want to be proof doesn't happen.
Yeah, I know, but it's like if they were really going to go all out on doing that, then it would make sense on that whole thing. But I mean, I honestly felt like with the whole thing
Hey,
on
Kevin.
them teasing the multiverse, it was like, wow, they really were going all in on this whole thing, and it was great to see something like that because
Yeah.
With Marvel, eventually they'll tackle the multiverse, and it's like I said, it's just going to be like, wow, I wish like DC could have had something like this more. Anyway,
Yeah. I agree. Right, you can tell they're having a lot of motivation. Like the anti equation, where you said, like, you're from a good pride. I said, I paid enough from an anti-life, and that's pretty fast and awesome, right, boy. And you can tell the Terminator dog and holy shit, so cool. But okay, we at the right, but he tiptoe on at the below. It's time to tell the big man. Okay, well, Superman. And what better way you don't have to tell Superman than resurrection. Because when Batman and Wonder Woman Cyborg at the end, and the rest of the group, when they fight Samuel for time, they realize that, oh shit, we need Superman. We need to bring him back. And when he did the Man of Steel music, that made me so happy because you can tell you miss his presence anymore. In the weird version, it was saying that they had a bad idea, they had to fight each other. But you just said you need Superman to say, God, in different note, they all agreed they need Superman. And that made me happy. And if we it's resurrection, but we have to get in that dark future. When we have to turn into the ship, we got a huge in the dark future where Darkseid winning, which again that seems dark and freaked me out. Which what? Everyone dies and Superman gets caught by the anti-life. Like what? Like over there dead? But that was insane. Like holy shit! I've been nuts. Alright, Josh, what do you think?
The big guy, Superman, I gotta tell you. In the Whedon cut, they made it like that he's just completely dead and it was a bad idea to bring him back. This version, hearing the Superman Man of Steel music made me very happy as someone who really loves Man of Steel. And just when they brought him back and the way he was resurrected and him going off and fighting the Justice League, it's still the same as it was in 2017 version, but except you don't have to worry about the mustache crap. But here,
people go with that.
I was like, whoa, Superman, he ain't going down while I fight, and just. I've loved Henry Cavill in this role. I loved him in Man of Steel. I love where they've been taking the character. They basically stripped him of being the perfect, happy-go-lucky Superman that we all know and love. Because Zack Snyder, he did say in interviews that he loves the happy-go-lucky Superman, but he wanted to strive for something different, and that's what he really excelled in with this and in Batman vs Superman.
Yeah.
But him going.
Yeah, we're doing exactly with the dogs. Continue.
But him going, becoming the Superman that we know and love here, it damn near made me cry, especially the scene with him reuniting with Martha and Lois. It damn near made me cry. But Superman here.
Sorry.
But seeing Superman here fully like he back to his usual self and without CGI mustache and stuff. And he does have humor here, and he does mean business, but it's not overly done. But the black suit, I was a little apprehensive about it, but when I did research on it, and when I finally saw it in live action, I'm like, this suit is pretty badass, and especially the scene with him flying up in the sky in space.
Yeah,
hearing Parkin and Jor-El, the lines from Man of Steel, and the Hans Zimmer steam kicking in. I was like, you did it, Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
You did it.
Yeah, that made me so happy. When we see when doesn't come back at the his resurrection, like that scene when he fights Jessica, holy shit, that was intense. Like damn, like he was not holding back, he was confused, but then it was really insane and awesome. Like, tell him, what do you think?
All right, to the Superman resurrection scene. Oh
Yep.
my goodness. Well, I wouldn't call it the greatest of scenes, or let alone greatest of ideas of Zack Snyder's.
Yeah.
I do remember when things were working out
No comment.
of things when they were coming out of the Zack Snyder universe, and like this is a little bit before Joss Whedon took over.
Yeah.
And I heard that one idea is that they were going to sort of like use Darkseid as a sort of way to bring him back to life. And yeah, that sounds a little bit more useful, and it would make sense in why he would actually go and fight up against the Justice League.
Yeah, with the mother box.
Yeah. And even though that wasn't brought up in this one, there is sort of like another comic option which could have been used. What if they allowed this time to sort of like bring in Eradicator?
Oh yeah, the Devil Superman. No, not Wayne Superman. My bad. Wayne Superman.
Yeah.
That would make ton of sense.
I
That
think-
Eradicator would doing
I think
killing.
Yeah, I think if things went in a little bit more that direction, because if you remember what Eradicator's job was, even in the animated, he was basically used as a source to help in the recovery of Superman
Yeah.
before he returned. And at the time, yeah, the people did sort of like believe he was dead, when in reality, because of the work that was happening in care of the Fortress of Solitude and the Eradicator, to which in turn you could even have brought in the Fortress of Solitude, or at least the beginnings of the Fortress of Solitude.
I wouldn't mind an interesting Superboy in this universe. If they find Connor Kent in this universe, that'd be interesting. But if it's my boy John,
I mean, yeah, I get it. I mean, personally, for me, with the resurrection of Superman, I thought it worked out pretty better because it teased the future. Because it was going to give you what was like, okay, if you're going to do this, there are consequences of this.
Yeah, the future not become our present.
Of this yours truly bringing this Kryptonian back to life.
Yeah, even the future is danger because
And I love the fact that you see Cyborg just like, no, we can't do it. We can't do it. And Flash is like, wait, now?
Is it
okay.
go?
And so, he flashed. He just went flying. And then by the time it was like, before they say any further, he was already revived.
Yeah.
It was great. It was awesome. It was amazing to see something like that because in the Joss Whedon version, you didn't have that. You didn't have that like, oh, okay, we bring back Superman. All right, we'll go do this and this and this. And that's it really just felt very.
It felt rushed.
Yeah, rushed.
Yeah, it was rushed, as that has been brought up earlier, and in this it sort of like showed the limits to which Barry Allen, Flash had to go to in playing a part in the resurrection of Superman, but it had to be care of number one, Kryptonian technology.
Yep.
Because they needed something to, in other words, to work with the Kryptonian DNA.
With Cyborg pointed out when you talked to Jessica about the mother box, when he talked to about the box saved his life.
Yeah, and here you've got the ship that's being very uncooperative because of the box.
Yeah, which makes sense.
And I think that was really good too. Like,
that was a nice detail.
It might not have been the perfect scene, but it was nice to see that, okay, maybe the ship has some sentience to it that we don't even know about. And this is why it set this red flags as to say, you want to use this mother box to help resurrect one of mine?
That's not a good idea.
Happen.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, like,
Yeah.
I mean, the reason why I thought they did a really good job on this one is just like they really. I love the moment of when you see Darkseid with Superman.
Yeah, I think with the corpse of Lois Lane, which
Which was
Lois
the
baby.
sequel planned, and you're just like, oh dear God, and you know what's coming after that, and
Injustice. Kind
no,
of.
not just that. Like this goes even further in Justice because
Look at the Final Crisis.
I mean, like this is a Superman that pretty much like in Justice Superman, he didn't he snapped, but he didn't literally like serve Darkseid.
No,
He was just
he went after Darkseid in year 4.
He wanted to, like with the Injustice Superman, he wants to solve crime. He basically realized, why don't we just kill the people who killed innocent people? And to be fair, that is a very interesting direction and kind of understandable if you feel like sometimes you just can't save everyone. And it's just like sometimes the right thing to do is the wrong thing to do. It's very realistic to an extent to real life situations, and I really like that. And when you see this Superman, it's very drastically different because he's serving Darkseid. He has no humanity left.
Yeah.
And
Sorry to it, but we got to come up again. You just want to John Gunn so bad, but I don't want to call him content DCU and say Superman. Good question. If you do get joined in this universe, that'll be interesting.
I don't think. Here's
Well,
the I don't think it's going to be the difference between the John Kent that we got in the CW version is going to be drastically different if we do get the John Kent in the MCU because
DCU, not MCU.
whatever. Sorry. I look at it like this. I mean, I feel like if we're gonna go with the direction that we should have gone, maybe we could fix some things, but I don't see it happening because Zack Snyder had an idea what he wanted to go for. Now, granted, that's questionable. Granted, I'm not saying Zack Snyder is always a genius. He has ideas that just
that sounds stupid.
Yeah, stupid and just dumb. But I mean, he has ideas that I think that really work.
Yeah.
But I mean, as for the son of Lois and Bruce, it's very questionable.
That idea sounds stupid, but what? This sounds like a terrible idea.
But granted, I mean, like to be fair, like it's kind of makes sense because you're not going to get the John Kent here right now. Maybe if they continued on, they would have have him come in later.
Because Super Saiyan John, that would have been cute.
Yeah, that would have been cool if, granted, that would be cool if they did it where, later on in the future, John Kent was born, and we had it where Bruce's son and John Kent, Superman's son, we can go forward with like a Super Sons movie. But I mean, that's far away in the future, which I don't think we're ever going to get.
That's not going to happen anymore, which is sad.
I'm just asking all of you, how do you felt about how the new, or should I say, the return of form of how Superman was treated? I mean, I just want to know just quick thoughts on that.
Oh, yeah, my part, I thought, but before we get out, I gotta come from the beginning, but hate Bruce to go down. Yeah, I'm not a fan, I did something stupid, but I agree. This was an interesting meeting. It was insane, awesome, and holy shit, when you got the black suit, that made me
great. It was awesome.
Happy.
Kevin, do you remember the rumors on Justice League that Superman was going to have the black suit?
I heard the rumor that years ago. I said, well, that would have been cool back then. I was happy to I know. I
do actually remember those rumors.
Same.
Because there were rumors going around.
And and many were hyped for it, and they
Yeah.
were gonna look forward to it when it was actually coming out in cinema. And I was sort of hyped for it too. And sure enough, we got the the Whedon cut.
It didn't deal with Baxter at all.
It just ruined everything. And it's sort of like,
Yeah.
is this what they originally were planning, or is this?
It was
vision
more
at
like
all.
it was more like let's just salvage this film because they were kind of done with Zack.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said, fuck it. We
I
can't do
mean,
Snyder
granted,
anymore.
like for me, my biggest concern is like, okay, if you weren't happy with the version that you got, then why the hell did you release it?
Good question.
I mean, it gives you that let's just say politics of filmmaking, and when you really question films and you really kind of answer, like, granted, I could say the same thing towards any other studio. Same thing with Sony. There were
And
many.
they were kind of the MCU because remember during the early days there wasn't student interference with Iron Man 2.
No, really, it didn't really felt like to me. But I mean,
Yeah, I checked some research on Iron Man 2 did get student interference by Perlmutter probably, not Feige, during the early days.
oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
But I mean, but the fact, but granted, I mean, I probably enjoy that way. I enjoy that way more than I did with other films.
Like Iron Man 3.
Yeah, but I mean, but besides all that stuff, I mean, when you literally, like, if you don't want to do something, then don't do it. I mean, this is what, like, yet again, this is why I like Marvel, where, yeah, they change ideas, but they benefit for their films. Not every film is going to be great. Like, I personally felt like Black Panther is very overhyped. I really feel that way. I really feel like there were great things about it, but it's just there were a lot of problems with the issue with the film.
The part about Black Panther, I agree. CGI did not look that
No,
great.
no, it's not just that. It's the story purposes. It's the direction.
Oh, gotcha.
It's CGI that could easily, like, look, I don't really care about that. I mean, if it's good enough for me to enjoy the film, that's fine. But when you have people like me, like, looking at Justice League cut and the Zack Snyder cut, you're just literally asking, like, what can you do if you weren't happy? Why can't you just finish Zack Snyder's film, or, even push it back to where, okay, let's just release this movie. Let's give time to breathe on Zack Snyder. Let's give kind of our trust to him because he's our lead guy. He's the guy that's going to lead us to many, many films. No, they didn't do anything.
Yeah, I agree. R.P. Chadwick. As being overrated, yeah, that's debatable.
I mean, like, can you, like, I'm like, do you get what I'm saying, guys? I mean,
I get it.
Yeah, I do get what you're saying.
I mean, because, I mean, when you look at behind, like, dude, you could make an entire film out of this, like, behind the scenes of the Justice League whole plan, and
you could probably make a documentary on this whole debacle. Right?
I mean, and granted,
actually, that documentary, I would so watch that.
I mean, granted, I mean, like, I really would have wanted, and this is what I'm saying. I mean, you know, when you look at the way they were going with Superman and everything between, it was really good. I love the fact that he fought the Justice League and just absolutely kicked the shit out of everybody.
Right, even the Flash when that scene
I love my favorite moment is where I love the moment where Superman looked at Barry and Barry was like, "What?"
Oh shit!
and then
that part was also sort of shown in the Whedon as well. But the only thing that was taken out of it, the only thing that was taken out of it, and I think it might have been a better choice in that, was when he starts to encounter Batman, and you never get to say, "Do you bleed?" Right? I know that's something that some people enjoy actually of the Whedon cut, and that's understandable too. But I'm glad it wasn't shown here. But one thing I did like with what they did again with this resurrection scene, like, is that they actually set things up as to where Lois was going every day. Because
Yeah,
she wasn't
they set it
alone.
up.
And I think that actually brought more depth as to, okay, that is now why she's there at the scene.
Yep.
And also,
Yeah,
it kind of
Oh.
confesses her love to Clark and how
Yeah.
much she truly
Yep.
loves him. And it's definitely like you get that moment as well, because that's one of my biggest criticism on Batman vs Superman. They didn't spend time enough with Lois and Clark.
Mhm.
I wanted to see more of that stuff, because I mean, like, it was great to see them together in Man of Steel, but they
Yeah.
never really was a full blown couple. And
No, in the Ultimate Cut, they expand more of that.
yeah, exactly, yeah. Go on.
Yeah.
Go on. You were saying.
Yeah, you're 100% right about that. I spent Man of Steel and in BB. Well, BB they did the open cut expand more.
I'm talking about like the ultimate. The only thing I liked about the Ultimate Cut for Clark is I loved him as a reporter. I love the fact they really dive into that, because not even the Christopher Reeve films really did anything with that stuff, and it really kind of showed like he's trying to find the story of this Batman guy.
Yep.
He's trying to find out why is he doing all this stuff. Eventually, he finds out, oh, wait, it was all just Lex Luthor and his own little bullshit, and just you go forward with that whole direction. And it really is really great to see something like that, because I really like that stuff. And I just feel like what they did with this version of Justice League, I really like the fact they really spend time with Lois and Clark, because that was one of the things I'm like, I wanted to see more of that. Granted, I mean, I was a little hoping that we got to see the wedding. I mean, I really
Same. No, I didn't happen. Oh, I completely forgot about this. Didn't even remind me. Holy shit. We actually did get a huge surprise. Martian Manhunter.
No, I was going to save that for last. We'll save that for last. Let's save that for last, buddy. Well, I was about to tell you that. You beat me to it, Tevia.
Well,
but I'll just, and I got some few words about Martian Manhunter.
Yeah.
I mean, but besides all that stuff, I really like the fact that they really did all that stuff. But yeah, what's that word? I love the fact they brought back brought the black suit Superman costume, which was one of the things I always wanted to see in live action. I'm glad he didn't have the long hair, because that kind of pissed me off to an extent.
Oh, yeah, but the 90s.
I'm like, what is he trying to be, Thor? I mean, like, come on, man.
Well,
that was one of the biggest dislikes that I hate about the black suit. I didn't mind him with the book you had, Tevye, the whole board where he had short hair and he had the beard and all that stuff. I didn't mind that. I wouldn't mind that stuff. But I mean,
it's worth picking up if you haven't.
I know it's great. It's a great book, great stuff. I mean, one of the best DC books, I'll say.
It's one of the best above a pre-5 Superman before you. Well, I know you're a new picture. I know you're pretty dead, but yeah.
Yeah, we all want to go dive into that. I mean, if I do that, if I talk about this shit, I'm gonna go rant mode.
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
not time another day.
But besides all that stuff, I mean, when I look at what they did to Batman and how they did him was really great. But besides all that stuff, I really overall I love the Nightmare move. I love the Nightmare parts, especially to where you see Superman holding the mask of Batman. How did you guys feel about that part?
That was pretty intense seeing meet Superman holding Batman's mask. I was like, holy crap. If this is what Superman will be like if someone he cares about that he loves is taken from him, I really don't blame him if for going Injustice rogue and trying to kill his own fellow Justice League members. I was like, holy shit! I was like, that was I was like, it almost gave me chills. I was like, what
Same.
the fuck?
Yeah.
Uh,
That freaked me out well because holy shit.
I mean, the music behind that, and to me, I always get chills. I'm like, oh dear God, Superman
What
with
have we done?
Darkseid. Oh man, that was so good. I mean, I loved it. I thought it was really good, and overall, I really liked it. I really just felt like the way they expanded upon it after the ending of the film, and you had the whole Darkseid teased heavily, and you seen Darkseid go into the old ways.
Which we're guys like later. I want to say that for later. But,
No, like I might as well talk about it now. Go on, go.
Yeah, but actually, they're not gonna do it. So when Superman goes, we talk to Logan and be happy when we get the Martian Manor. I didn't expect Martian Manor to be in this movie ever, but that made me so happy. Why? I didn't have a million Martian Manor to be in the game, but thank God he's in this movie. Granted, we get to get to save today, but fuck it. I'll tell you what I get. That made me so happy. But speaking of that he come back or die. Seven's father! He died. In a very depressing way. Which,
Oh yeah, Cyborg. Oh yeah, Cyborg's dad. Oh man.
yeah.
Speaking of him, we didn't talk about him.
Yeah.
Like the moment, like, and that's the other thing. The moment we saw him and trying to interact with Cyborg, it really like you kind of felt bad for Cyborg to an extent.
Yeah.
But when you got to know when you see the two different sides of him, the scientist guy and the father, it really kind of makes you respect, and you're kind of a little bit shocked on how he died and was so broken.
Yeah.
And on that part, because I really felt bad for Cyborg when that happened. I mean, like,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I mean, that was a very emotional scene where Cyborg had to watch his father die in front of him, and he couldn't do a damn thing about it. And
Yeah.
but yet again, he realized that, wait a minute, I know exactly what I know Steppenwolf is what he's doing, and they find out the base and all that
Yeah.
stuff.
We started that at the time about it with Nine Bane.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was kind of like his sacrifice was necessary to bring the Justice League to save the day, and it was really good. I love that shit.
Yep. Josh, what do you think?
Oh man, I gotta tell you, I've watched this movie twice, and both times the death of Silas Stone. Holy crap! My jaw dropped when I was like, "Oh no, please, no, you not." I was like, "No, y'all ain't. Please don't." And then they went for it, and it is a big push to not only get Cyborg, but also for the heroes to rise up and save the day in that final battle, which I have something to say about the final battle. We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get to that later, but I do want to talk about it.
That scene of Victor, because if I was Cyborg myself and me having to watch my own father die right in front of me and I couldn't do shit about it, I would be emotionally devastated.
Yeah.
And just the way the music swells in, the way is well shot, the way it's executed, I was like, you are really trying to get me to cry, or are you Zack Snyder?
Yeah.
But with me, it's hard to get me to cry in a lot. I didn't even cry when Superman died. I just sat there and took it.
Yeah, when Superman died, that annoyed me. I felt anger, rage. But when Sarah Stone died, that broke my heart.
I felt differently on that part, but we're not talking about Batman vs Superman. No,
yeah, we're not gonna talk about it because that's a no way for no. I just got to what I'm saying. I was
that's
about that
another
movie
discussion. That's another discussion for another time if we ever do it. But I mean, but besides all that stuff, I mean, yeah, I do like that a lot. I did like that a lot. How they treated yours truly, Cyborg, and his father, and all that stuff. Because you definitely see the father in bonding on him. And I'll say this, Ray Fisher. If I was one of a director or any if I was a director, I would try to get Ray Fisher to be one of my movies because
Same.
he brings emotion, he brings energy to his performance, and granted, a lot of people criticize what's going on right now in his career. People say he shot his career. Granted, it is what it is. I mean, I kind of feel like
this one and done we can do. So
I mean, like, granted, I'm on his side because I think he's in the right on that whole thing.
after watching this, I'm on his side this one for once because they screwed him over hard.
They screwed everybody, and pretty much at that point is you just realize why don't we just look for it's benefit for us, just pretty much let's do our own thing and kind of get this over with because everyone I remember the reports on Ben Affleck. There were many reports that Warner Brothers wanted to do a Batman movie as soon as possible. And he didn't want to do it. And it kind of seemed like they pushed him out of it.
Which is sad. But that's another topic another day. Like I said, we'll be out there talking about that crap. And
I was done anyway. I was just kind of what's going on a little bit towards the ending part because I really want to get out of here.
Yeah, let's get to the final battle.
All right.
Okay, the final battle. Holy shit, this was an awesome damn. All the teams said that if I Steppenwolf, badass. Batman, the Batmobile, awesome. Wonder Woman, Aquaman, with by Steppenwolf, Cyborg, decided money boxes, Flash, to charge. It felt more like an actual team. This is the show guy out of 2017. Why the hell did I not get this?
Oh yeah, exactly. And that's another thing too, because I mean, when you see Zack and you see what they were doing, and it's just like, damn, this is amazing. This is just absolutely breathtaking. And go on.
Yeah, and I will say that one of the rumors surrounding this cut was that in this final battle, Batman was going to try and die.
No, that's the sequels. That's the sequels. That's what they were planning to do with the sequels.
I know, but he was going to try to attempt to die as they were fighting Steppenwolf. But Wonder Woman, Aquaman, they said he didn't have to do it. But you can continue, Edgar.
No, I was just kind of filling in what you were saying too. Go on.
Continue. Josh?
Yeah, you there?
Oh, okay. But yeah. Okay. There's this final battle. Yeah, it was awesome. It's the biggest highlight of this for me, besides everyone working together as a team, which in the Whedon version, that was just a fine final battle, but it should have been more like this.
Yeah.
And when Superman came in and just be not impressed. I was
not impressed. That was badass.
And then when he just flying around, and then him and Steppenwolf going there, just punching him, and then shooting his legs. I'm like, that's my Superman. That is my Superman. And then even everyone work as a team, and then you see Cyborg having his own little vision of him and his family, and that
which actually happened after the thing exploded. Which, okay, I do want to talk about it. It's time to up, but I do it.
That was
holy shit! When the bad guy took a wing,
when he was trying to separate them.
Yeah, but before that happened, I remember Flash is running around being trying to charge, but he gets shot. Then, oh no! And then a boom chute opens. He's dark side. It's glory, which then was it. He's here, and then the thing activated. Holy shit! The thing explodes and everyone dies. Which
that was a first. That was a first to where we saw something like that. I'll just say, I'm like, wow, that was a first. I mean, if that ended that, I'm like, well, that ended very well. I mean, it really was good. Go on, what you were saying.
Yeah, because I just put the bad guy to win because what? Holy shit, that is a very dark direction. That's insane because I expected to have it, then no. We got a bigger actor to happen. The Flash. Really rewind time itself at the speed for that was the baddest thing I ever seen in my life.
Dude, I mean, like, and that's probably we're probably going to see something like that in the Flash movie. I mean, it's just, it really kind of shows you where we're going to get, and it's just, the more you think about it, the more you kind of see, like, man, just another.
I would love seeing it in theaters. That thing blew my mind. We could, holy shit!
Oh yeah,
badass.
oh yeah, it was badass, definitely.
Yeah, you raised time and for and stopped exploding, said everybody, and then you tried running back into Cyborg, and that you the Vision I mentioned before with Josh mentioned before with the Vision stuff with Cyborg out of the family.
Oh yeah, definitely. But anyway, my thoughts on it was pure greatness. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Let's go forward to the last bit of it because I got to get going.
Yeah, but they beat Steppenwolf, they chop his head off, literally. And this reacted with Darkseid. Decided that well, one of them chopped his head off. What am I saying? One of them bad and awesome. Cyborg basically stopped the money boxes. And then this reacted to the big epic at the strap down, someone gets head chopped off. Oh yeah, Josh, what do you mean Steppenwolf getting head chopped off?
Considering the fact that this is the R-rated version of Justice League, when Steppenwolf gets his head chopped off by Wonder Woman, that was brutal, but I like it. You went for it, Zack Snyder, they went for it, and then he gets impaled with the trident, and then the way they just took his head and threw it back to where he came from, and then Darkseid and Side look at Superman and Superman's like, "But we'll get you next time."
Yeah, we'll get you next time. And decided, I told you, Steppenwolf would fail.
And I love it.
That was great.
I love it where Darkseid kind of was like, "Blast, damn it!" Like you can definitely see, like he had hope. Steppenwolf was going to prevail.
Yeah.
I mean, you definitely saw that in him.
Yeah.
But I do like the fact that Darkseid was indeed going to plan to rule Earth and get the anti-life equation and all that stuff.
Yeah, plan B.
Yeah, pretty much. And going forward with that, my biggest, and we're talking about it now, my biggest criticism is Martian Manhunter.
Mm-hmm.
You're telling me he could have, like, granted, he has same abilities with Superman, just a little different.
Yeah, as far as Star Trek Superman big screen, I'll be all for that. It was bad, awesome.
That was the plan for the sequel. That's and that's another thing too. When you know Darkseid was going to fight Superman, Henry Cavill Superman.
Yeah.
Oh God, you just the more saltiness. Like I can't get any more salty than that. I mean, and it's just. The battle between that would have been insane, and it's just. I read an article to where there could be a point to where we could get a comic book out of it because it's more likely that's going to happen. Because I'm sorry, we're never going to get those sequels. Granted, we all thought this was never going to be possible, but I mean, I just it would take a miracle to get them all back. I mean, I mean, how do you feel on all this? Like, I want to know, like, before I go down to the Martian Manhunter, do you think a sequel is possible? I don't think so.
Yeah. Honestly, at this point, a sequel is possible because I had mentioned before earlier in the stream. A sequel would be cool, but they know when when would you go to come back. That suck. But at this point, nothing we could do. So, for better for worse. We get something over nothing. Right? It sucked to begin like a sequel, but yeah. I'm sure that we got. Oh yeah, Josh, what do you think?
Well, the possibility of a sequel, whether it's live action or a comic book, or if you could do it as an animated film.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Max.
I agree.
If you can do it animated or live action for the last two, I think it's possible. Just if you're gonna go animated, you have more freedom to do whatever you want with animation, and Zack Snyder should be able to finish it. And like I said, it all depends if HBO Max wants him to come back and finish it. But which by the success of this, we'll see what happens, because you at least owe him that, Warner Brothers HBO Max.
Yep. Tatum?
Yeah, I think.
Tatum? Yo.
Yeah, man.
Tatum? Yeah?
I think Godzilla stepped on him.
Ah, shit. God damn it, can I... Oh. Hey, Batman Martian Man, we're going to find Anti-Life, destroy it, but Darkseid found the Kodak, and Darkseid used to create his own Anti-Life. He did? Huh.
Yeah, I mean, that was the plan that we're going to do. I mean...
I know, but that's interesting.
my whole thing is like, Martian Manhunter, you're telling me... I look at him like, okay, you're telling me, Martian Manhunter, you're here this entire time, and you were there during the events of Man of Steel, Batman
You meant the BBS.
and Justice League, and you just sit there and allow us to go do the dirty work. What kind of crap is that crap? I mean,
Tatum. Yeah.
Okay, sorry about that. Got a knock on my door. Coming up on this end, but talking on Martian Manhunter.
Well, yeah, and put the part of the sequels.
a possible sequel. Do you think do you think that it will come as an animated movie, or do you think the best way we'll get this is just the comic book? Because DC is doing Batman 89 and the Christopher Reeve comic book for DC Comics. I'd love to know your thoughts on this.
Well, seeing that they're working on those two in comics, I wouldn't be surprised if they would bring it out in a graphic novel form.
Yeah.
Like they did with the original 89. And I remember owning it when it first came out.
Yep, he's right.
And for myself, it was a bit of a gift. And I really enjoyed it. And yeah, this is sort of like before I started like getting real big into comics. But yeah, I could see him go that direction and bring it out in comic form.
Mm-hmm.
But in regards to, say, storyline, in regards to it, would they address it as an animated, or would they go back to live action? That is a good question, and it's hard to know because with Warner Brothers, you never know when they're going to do the next stuff up. That's the thing. Like, they can be really good when it comes to, say, delivering animated, even though sometimes it can take a little bit longer for the animated to come out.
Yeah, it wasn't an animated.
When they do deliver it, they actually do deliver it in good quality.
Yep.
And I'll point out that, and that would probably be the better way to go with it.
Probably the best option at this point, because
as long as
getting live action animated is probably the better option we have left.
But if they were to do it, they'd have to at least indicate that it is an offshoot or a branch from that universe which Zack Snyder has created.
Yeah, it's Zack Snyder.
And by doing that, I think it would actually maybe draw more people to it.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Like, especially if you've got those people who just purely enjoy 100% Zack Snyder. They see him as the be all and end all in regards, and that's understandable. If they want to do that, let them go ahead and do that.
Yeah, let them do it at this point.
Money on that, let them go spend their money on that.
Yep.
And it does help bring more money to fund more projects in that too. Then you've got the casual ones, and then how much they want to see it, and then the not so casual.
Yeah, the hardcore fan base who are super into Snyder. Yeah,
and of course you're going to get your critics, and I've been slightly critical of the movie too, but that's
same.
either here or there. It did have some really good things that I enjoyed, but it also had some things I didn't enjoy that much. And yeah, the Martian Manhunter scene, I agree that should have been fleshed out better within all the movies.
Yeah, and also another thing, I feel like Batman should have said, "Excuse me, Martian Manhunter, why are you showing up now when you could have showed up
doing thing like that, and I understand it.
when you could have helped us later on?" And he could have explained that later on in that scene to where when they were talking to Bruce. But yet again, I mean, the way the movie ended, I was smiling. I was blown away. I was just even still just having that mindset, just like, I can't believe I just watched a Justice League movie.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just you get that reaction and you get that angerness to Warner Brothers. I'm like, you son of a bitch. You were holding this from us. You didn't allow Zack Snyder to finish that movie. You went out of your way to sabotage this universe.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, like, it bothers me that they've done that. I mean, but I mean, granted, I mean, like you said, I mean, let's hope for the best. But I mean, it's just anything could happen. I mean, an animated movie or a comic book would just be the best option for all of us, because I mean,
Yep.
at this point, it's slowly dying, and it just,
Yeah.
I would just say, give us the comic or give us the animated. We'll be cool. I'll be all for it, and honestly, I wouldn't really care too much.
I
I
want to
get
put
it.
another thing too, just in regards to Martian Manhunter when he made his appearance to Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
I was sort of waiting for Bruce Wayne to say, "How do you know about my parents, and what do you know about them?"
No, yeah, it's true.
I was waiting for that. I was actually waiting for that because I think it would have delved a little bit more into Batman's psyche or Bruce Wayne's psyche in it. And it could have also been the turning point as to make him less of a killer in the Snyder run
In BBS. Yeah.
and BVS. But it might also be sort of like the beginning of his redemption arc, like his full proper redemption arc through the Snyder Cut.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree.
But for all we know, this could be why he actually put that scene in there, so that by the time, should he get his next movie, which is Justice League related, whether that happens or not, we could actually be beginning watching the path of Batman's redemption to no longer
I
be.
don't mind that for killing BBS. I gotta send it.
Now, whether that happens or not, we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. I mean, like, well, I mean, I've looked everywhere. I mean, Zack Snyder's wife said we have faith that it might happen, but right now we're just kind of going forward with what we're doing right now.
Yeah, they're doing other projects. And you know what?
Right.
That's fine. You got your.
I mean, like, honestly, I mean, if they're confident that they'll get one, I mean, like, okay, fine, we'll be all for it. I mean, like, it's just like, I think it's time for, like, if you ask me, like, I personally feel like it's time for the return of, like, let's go back to what we started. And if we're going to end this universe, let's just end it with just these two films. Like, I personally am at that point. I'm like, look, we got the point to where Ben Affleck's not going to get his Batman movie. Robert Pattinson's our Batman.
Speaking of Batman movie, sorry to interrupt, but we did get a setup to that Batman movie in this movie.
I know, but it's like, it ain't going to happen. So they have.
I know.
So they either, like, they would have to change a few things just to make it work, because the way I see it, it's like the way I see it, like, they would have to cram in what Ben Affleck wanted to do for his solo film,
What with Deathstroke?
Along with the Lex Luthor and Darkseid stuff. Granted, it would have to be a 4-hour film yet again. But
That's not gonna happen.
No. If it's on HBO Max, it would be successful.
True, HBO Max, yes. Theaters, no.
No, it wouldn't. But it's just I want to know. It's just I'm hoping that happens. But anyway, besides all that stuff, let's hope for the best. Anyway, guys, I'll see you guys later. If I had to give it a scale of 1 to 10, I would have given it a 10. To me, it was perfect. It was everything that I wanted it to be, and I was tearing up multiple times because it was just so perfect. It was just perfect. I'm just telling you. Anyway, I'll see you guys later.
See you, man.
I might do a part 2 on my channel, so if you guys want to see more of our discussions on part 2, if I really wanted to, I'll do it sometime later. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.
See you, man.
Take care, Edgar.
Yep. I do agree 100% with him on that. He is right, but if we do get to see that, it would be really cool. But I don't think it's going to happen. As far as my concern on that concern, this point is nothing we could do. For better or worse, we got what we got, and I'm just happy Snyder got at his vision. Well, I do love to see those sequels. I don't think it happen. But, fuck it. At this point, we got what we got. But, anywho, despite that, and Marshman, I love seeing Marshman. I'm really happy. I love that scene. It's awesome. I'm so happy. I saw that I got to see him again. WWE didn't do what they did. I feel people would have more positive attitude with DCU. I agree. You're right about 100%. If WWE didn't fuck this movie over, we would have more positive attitude with the DCU as we would a plan. But they don't want to do a plan. But you know what? Like I said, we'll be all there with all of that. But, anywho, at all. I think that's about it. Josh, is there anything else to talk about? Because I'm gonna have to talk about. Josh?
I don't think there's anything else left to talk about except for my thoughts on Martian Manhunter.
Martian Manhunter.
It was good to see Martian Manhunter here, but it was also like, you've been here all this time and you didn't go help them at the end of BVS. But I thought his design looked great, and I would love to see how he plays as a team member in an animated JL sequel. Hopefully.
Same.
Because at some point, Warner Bros., you're gonna have to face that you're wrong and finish.
Yeah, you messed up. I agree. I was imagining that there was some more questions. Wait, you're telling me you've been here all this time and you didn't actually help at then BBS? Where were you all this time? Oh, wait, you must have been hiding. Makes sense. But you know what? Fuck it. At this point, that made me happy, and I'm just actually looking for the future. But until actually we get to that future, maybe, eventually, who knows? Where the ways end. But anywho, oh my argument rating. Alright, with all that said, what I give the Snyder Cut? Like I said before, my spoiler free review, my review is 4.5 out of 5 stars, and I still stand by that rating. This was the best Justice League movie ever in live action. We haven't had Justice League movie ever this good since ever. Fuck the theater, but the America does not exist. That thing is my mind. That thing is garbage. So at this point, I'm happy with the thing we got at the end of the meeting, and I'm very cheap at the future. But the future DC concerned, yeah, that's questionable at this point. But anyway, okay, tell you, what's your rating?
My rating for the story overall, I gave it a 6.5 and a 7 for the filming.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to cover the characters and supporting characters in this review, as I'm planning on doing a live stream movie review this week covering the Snyder Cut Justice League. So that'll be turning up on my Wednesday here in Australia, so that's quite likely going to be Tuesday over in the US. So stay tuned for it. it will be done live action. If you're interested, please drop in, check it out. I'll be up for the interaction. I enjoy. I need more interaction, so it will help me out too.
Yeah.
Even if you're a subscriber to the channel, or even interested in becoming a subscriber to this channel, please drop in. It would be nice to also not just see my thoughts on like certain things that I picked out, but also seeing others' thoughts being seen in text, as have that be shared too, because you got a voice too, not just me, not just Tevier, not just Josh here, not
Yep.
just Edgar. You've got a voice too.
Yep. Josh, what's your rating?
Well, my rating for this version of JL, I'm gonna give this a 9 out of 10. It's almost at the 10. Just a few issues. As for this version, I don't hate it. I can still watch it, but if I want to watch a Frankenstein's Monster Mess, I'll go to this. But if I want to see the real thing, I'm gonna go to the real thing. As for the future of DCEU, I'm still gonna stick around for better and for worse. And next time, Warner Brothers, like I said, learn from your mistakes, restore the Snyderverse, let Snyder finish this trilogy, and whatever you want to do with the DCEU as far as other characters, you go ahead and do it. But just do that, Warner Brothers. Admit you messed up. Let Zack Snyder finish this trilogy, and you should be fucking fine going forward with DCU, and learn from your fucking mistake from this crap.
Agreed.
And please, hopefully, give Henry Cavill his damn sequel. Please.
Yeah. I agree 100%. I agree that the sequel, that part, I agree 100%. WB, you fucked up. Didn't admit you're wrong. And then, look, I'm really against that years ago, but you know what? Fuck it. Let him finish his vision, finish his story, and then you want to move on. Let Snyder find and then pick up at the where the finish it, and then you can move on to the universe. But until then, but that future concern would resent. But yeah, you know what? Don't my fault on Zack. Our fault. Zack Snyder Justice League spoiler discussion. Then I'm joining us on another spoiler discussion on maybe Godzilla this crime. Maybe I'll try to see if they join me for that one. Or maybe the new more comic movie. Ooh, that's not a bad idea. More comic spoiler discussion. Or maybe one of it is spoiler discussion because I told John Bender to join me for that one. So stay tuned for that spoiler discussion on WandaVision. Hopefully, maybe we'll see what that one. Then you join us. Guys, where can we find you?
Well, here I am.
Yeah, John. Where can we find you?
You can find me on my channel, Future Filmmaker 394 reviews. I talk movies, TV, music. I do all sorts of things over there. All my social media links. I do have a link tree which has all my my social media, but they're all my social media links separately. They're also in the description box down below, and you can find me on either of those.
Yep.
And as always, you guys keep it cool and join the epitasticness.
Nice. Yep. Tayyam, where can we find you?
Alright, you can find my channel on exactly as you see it, Tahilum29. There's no fancy little underscores in it.
Yeah.
But I do have another one where it does have an underscore separating the 29, but that one's unused. This one's the key one, to which I do reviews covering Fool's Gold, to which I basically show how much I paid for a comic, but also how much I think the comic is worth. If you look at what I've done recently, I've covered the future state. And thank goodness, tomorrow should be one of the last future state Fool's Gold runs for quite a while.
Thank God Future State over. What the fuck was that thing?
But Fool's Gold will be returning with my Fool's Gold reviews covering a lot of Bendis, but hopefully there'll be something new coming out here to which I could review on the Fool's Gold on the Rainbow Press and Comics. I don't care if it's from Marvel, indie, just
DC.
something,
Yep.
just something a little bit away from DC. I just need something new there. I'd be happy
I
for
agree
any
with that.
suggestions, so feel free to let me know on my channel. If you think there's something Marvel that I might want to review to put under the Fool's Gold treatment. I do normal comic reviews. I've got some new videos coming up addressing anime reviews on the Rainbow Press and Comics website. Do stay tuned this week for the next Super Sons review, which should be coming out on Friday. And also on that same Friday, I'm also planning on having another live stream to which quite likely Tevier might be there. I'll see if we can get someone else in there, but we'll
Over
see.
JT to join us for that one.
Yeah, we'll see if we can get someone else to join there.
Or
and,
Kong Boom.
Yep, and if we can get that, it'll be nice to have something a little bit more interactive.
Yeah.
Because in this day and age, we need a lot of social interaction.
Yeah.
With the craziness that's happening under the banner of a certain virus.
Yeah. What's that in the better? Yep. Yeah, you can follow me YouTube type of smoker, my Facebook and Twitter, or my Google that I'm saying. You can follow me at the my Twitch.tv type of smoker. I still need to do more channel my Twitch then I join on Zack Snyder Justice League. Or you go to follow Len. I'm Krypton also find you can follow as well. My good friend Comic Fan and then too again on night. Then you join Zack Snyder Justice League Sports again. Stay tuned next again on hopefully more comic movie or whether it's Kong. Hopefully, again, that's a maybe if I do this sports again. Oh, stay tuned for WandaVision sports again maybe next week. Because I do want to talk about my good friend Josh and John Avenger. Hopefully I get someone out for next week. Enjoy it and see you guys next time. See ya.
See ya.
Bye.